We're at Camp Hood, Texas, where training is battlefield training, and where the Tank Destroyer Center teaches a new kind of firing technique for the field of combat, designed to supplement, not supplant, technique learned on the range. Let's move in on a class given by Major Slater to future tank hunters.
The purpose of battle firing is to teach you to kill an enemy before he can kill you. This method of instruction is in direct violation of all you have heretofore learned on the ranges. I want you to understand that this method of instruction is not intended to replace your regular range instruction. It is intended to supplement it. On the battlefield, better than 90% of your shots will be aimed, but the other 10% may be damned important to you. Battle firing is intended for use on surprise targets, at close ranges, when visibility is poor, when you can't see your sights, when your target is indistinct, or when you're firing at a sound in the dark. With this method, you can make better than 90% hits. We have a report from the Solomons telling us that a high percentage of the dead Japs were killed by the Marines using battle fire methods. In battle firing, we make use of the things a man instinctively does on the battlefield. When he's scared, tired, nervous, ready to go to pieces. We make these things work for you instead of against you. As an instance, take a man walking along a trail at night. He hears a sound, and instinctively, he turns his head to face that sound. We want you to turn not just the head, but the entire body, so that you face the target squarely, like this. Doing this, you aim the body with your ears. When a man's scared, he'll instinctively crouch. This not only makes him a smaller target, but if an enemy is aiming at you, it may throw him off guard. This gives you a solid shooting platform. Your weight on your toes, your feet well are spread apart, and your heels touching the ground. Your body is well balanced so that you can instantly spring in any direction, like this. In addition to facing your target squarely, you place your gun squarely in front of your nose. You will hit the target that is in front of you when you fire. I want to emphasize that you must face your target squarely. Your feet, your knees, your shoulders, your head, and your gun. In order to do this, place your right fist and arm rigidly between your knees. Your gun squarely in front of your nose, arm held rigid, every muscle tense so that the muzzle is squarely in front of your nose. The weapon is gripped tightly because a man that is scared will instinctively freeze onto anything he has in his hand. This gives you the pistol position. Muzzle belly high, where to place the shot in the most effective place. It does not matter if this tight grip causes your gun to shake or if you jerk the trigger, so long as the muscles of this right arm are held rigid. That is important. With the gun held rigidly under the nose, when you turn the body by shifting the feet, the weapon and body move as one unit and point to the right place, like this. That is the way you use your pistol in battle firing. You can use the Tommy gun in exactly the same way. This is one of the nicest weapons you can have in your hands for close-in fighting. It's fired from the same battle crouch, with this exception. You place the butt in the pit of the stomach, pulling it in with the right hand on the pistol grip, the left hand on the forearm, keeping the barrel parallel to the ground. In this position, the bullet will travel belly high just as far as it'll go. You shift by moving the feet in exactly the same manner as with the pistol. With the rifle, you battle fire from the hip. grasping the rifle at the small of the stock of the right hand, placing the stock in the hollow of the hip just under the hip bone. The left arm rigidly extended, grasping the forearm just as close as possible to the stacking swivel. Fire from the battle crouch. This places the muzzle not under your nose, but slightly to one side, so that your line of fire parallels your line of sight. In this position, your right foot may be slightly behind the left if you think you need a brace. Use the same battle crouch as with the other weapons, and you will get the same result. Now there's one other point. The light machine gun can be fired from the battle fire position when necessary. You grasp the pistol grip, the right hand, place it on the inside of the thigh, extend the left arm rigidly as when you fired the rifle. In this position, you can get surprising accuracy. You should be able to use these weapons with either your right or left hand, so that in the event you are wounded in your arm, you will not be helpless, but can continue to fight. See, it doesn't matter which hand you use. I can assure you that 15 minutes a day dry practice will make you an expert in the use of either or all of these weapons. You will notice that in handling these weapons, I've made no reference to mechanical safeties. A man on the battlefield has his weapon loaded and cocked. Men have been killed fumbling for the safety on their weapons when they were afraid. Therefore, the only safety we use is the one that I have used throughout this instruction. Keep your finger off the trigger and this weapon will not fire.
You men have had your background, you've had your instructions regarding the position. Now you're in for a little dry run, using me as your target. Target! Now you're facing me squarely, I'm your target. Right! Get that left arm down in between the legs, not touching any part of the body. Left! I'm your target. That finger pointing toward me, the knuckles up. Left! Right! Now you're shooting high. Lower the muzzle of that weapon. You're shooting low. You don't have to raise it. That left arm's down in between the legs. Right! Left! Now get your butt about an inch and a half above the bend in the knees. Cut! You men have your atomic guns. They're on full automatic. They're fully loaded. You'll be firing in 1- and 2-round bursts. The enemy's in front of you. Get him!